morning, everyone. It's time to go on the record. This morning, the lessons learned from the New Hampshire primary, what the second-place finishers need to do to stay in the game, and
some final takeaways from New Hampshire and primary predictions going forward.
And the voters, the record turnout, and the key issues driving their choices.
From WCPB Boston, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill, today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Harding, along with our political reporter, Janet Wu. Thank you for joining us on the record this morning. Our guest this morning is David Paleologos. Great to see you. Always great to see you.
Be here.
It's a familiar face. He's from Suffolk University, and you know him well as the director of political research. So all things political, he knows all things well. And we're going to break it down right now. A little game planning in the wake of New Hampshire. Great to see you.
So I guess my first question is, what surprised you the most about Tuesday, and what's sort of like the important lesson going forward? Let's start with the Republicans.
Okay, outsiders, big win. Donald Trump, despite saying every word under the book, whether it be normal or vulgar, actually increases his lead. And then you've got this group of 15%ers that are grappling in the second tier for that alternative Trump vote. And
Which leads me to the question about Kasich. What is it? Is Kasich have any legs beyond New Hampshire?
Well, Kasich starts at 2%, according to Real Clear Politics in South Carolina. So he starts at 2%. Even if he got a 10% clean bump, he's still fourth in South Carolina. So he's got some work to do.
And what about the Democrats?
Democrats, home win for Bernie Sanders, but he broke all of the ideological and demographic barriers that he needed to do.
Did that surprise you or not?
Yeah, it did. Hillary Clinton has a few problems, but the gender problem, young women versus older women, she's got to figure that out quickly, and she's got to solve that problem. And I'm sure they're working on that right now. However, South Carolina, she begins with a 30-point lead, 60-30, according to the latest averages. And I think that in the first set of polls that you'll see come out, today or tomorrow, will be probably 20%. Mm-hmm. And that puts Sanders in striking distance, depending on how well he does.
And to continue that theme, obviously the logic is there's a larger African American population in South Carolina,
sure,
and that's a larger percentage of the vote, and therefore that isn't going to necessarily equate to Bernie Sanders. Are you buying that disconnect?
I can't see her losing South Carolina. I mean, she's got strong loyalty in the African American community. It's a much more significant chunk of the vote. However, if you're Sanders, every African-American voter you steal is like 4, because it's a 4-to-1 ratio right now that Hillary Clinton is beating Bernie Sanders among African-American voters.
You said at the very beginning of this, Donald Trump, despite saying every unkind word. Remember George Carlin said the 7 words you can't say on television? Donald Trump has just about said all 7, and yet it hasn't affected him. I think he has. Why? The question is why?
Because it feeds into the anti-everything, anti-establishment, anti-Washington sentiment, and he is that person's vehicle. I was up at the Radisson in Manchester. I met people who had registered for the first time to vote for Trump. One was a 64-year-old man who had never voted before, never been registered, and he was going to vote that day and to cast his ballot for Donald Trump.
One of the more interesting numbers that I saw coming out of New Hampshire is that 1 in 10 people who took the Democratic ballot said electability is not an issue for them. It's not important. So does this sort of mean that Bernie Sanders has put that issue to rest, at least going forward from here to through Super Tuesday?
Yeah. I'd like to see that data for more states outside of New Hampshire, because a lot of the demographics, I think, were skewed by those northwest counties that touch, the Vermont border, Coas and Cheshire and Sullivan counties, Grafton, and I think that impacted a lot of the other demographics, like women, registered independents versus Democrats, and so on.
So if you were advising Hillary Clinton, you would tell her to exploit that electability issue going forward?
I think so, and I don't know why she stopped going after him on guns, especially in New Hampshire. I mean, that was a vulnerability that she began to exploit. And then the last weekend, you had this sort of antagonistic approach by Bill Clinton and others, older women, trying to, hearken younger women to wake up, and I think that backfired.
It sure did.
4 in 10 Republicans didn't make up their mind until the last couple of days. Do you think the trend will continue?
Good question. I think New Hampshire is notorious for it. There are other places where it won't be that high, like closed primaries, where you have entrenched registered Democrats, and I think those numbers will be lower, but New Hampshire traditionally decides late.
In New Hampshire, according to the exit polls, terrorism and pocketbook issues were front and center. not immigration. Do you think that's going to change as you move into South Carolina and you move further south?
I think it will, and the issues are vastly different on the Democratic and Republican sides as well. I mean, jobs is always an important issue, both parties, but there are social issues that are in play on the Democratic side. On the Republican side, terrorism, national security, very important. Immigration was, in our polling, was the third biggest among Republican voters. So, as we go through this campaign, you're going to see a dovetailing of both the priorities of Democrats and Republicans.
So there's a little split now. The Democrats will caucus in Nevada, and then the Republicans will go to South Carolina.
Right.
A caucus, we're learning, a caucus and a primary are two different beasts.
Yeah, they are. They're considered town meetings of neighbors, right? Theoretically. So, in Nevada, Democrats are going to be going to these meetings in churches and living rooms and high schools, and they're basically going to talk about the state of the race in Nevada, and elect delegates who will then elect the actual delegates. So it's kind of a derivative thing. And in South Carolina, it's straight up a proportional representation for how the ballots are cast. Right now in South Carolina, Donald Trump has kind of a similar lead as he did in New Hampshire, which is he's in the mid-30s and everybody else is in the teens.
I want to present this sensitively and delicately, but if Bernie Sanders wins, he'll be 75 years old when he's sworn in on Inauguration Day.
And it doesn't impact younger voters who are fueling his campaign.
Let's do the LTR pub quiz. You ready?
I was
that
going to
sensitive enough? I didn't want to.
I was going to ask you a few questions.
No, let's go ahead. You go.
Stop me.
No, you're ready. Okay.
It's all right. It's okay.
All right. You live and breathe presidential politics, not just every
Not
4
really.
years, but all the time. So even though for many people all that data can quickly turn into information overload, are you ready to keep all these dates and numbers in your head? Okay, you ready?
Oh, God, no.
No? What do you mean?
No.
All right.
0 for 5.
No. Wait,
Okay.
we haven't asked one yet. Okay, question one.
You get these.
One of the first towns to vote in the New Hampshire primaries, tiny Dixville Notch, with just 9 registered voters. Sanders won all 4 Democratic voters, who won the Republican vote 3-2.
That would be John Kasich.
Trump finished second. See, you're already 1 for 1.
All right, okay.
You want to quit now? No, you don't get that option. Our sister station, WMUR-TV, tracked the number of trips that each candidate made to New Hampshire from January 1st to February 7th. So in 2016, January 1st to February 7th, which candidate had the most visits?
Kasich had 100 town meetings, so I'm gonna. Maybe that's a trick question, though. Between January 1st and February.
Between January 1st and February 7th.
Maybe Christie.
That's exactly right. New
Oh
Jersey
my
Governor
God,
Chris
look at
Christie
you,
was
look at
72.
you.
Perhaps I should have said.
And what good did it do him?
Well, I was going to say, perhaps I should have said, ex-candidates, they fail you. This is with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.